Welcome to Gastronomy and Beyond, session 5. Luis and myself from City Science Lab will be hosting Gastronomy and Beyond today. Luis, how are you?
Amazing. Another day in paradise. I mean, like, no, no, it's fantastic to be here today and to have Begoña with us. So, I mean, I am super excited, and I think today is going to be a outstanding presentation.
Absolutely. Gastronomy and Beyond aims to unite people who contribute to innovation in the realms of culture, products, territory, sustainability, and community. Our mission is to expand horizons, foster creativity, enjoy, learn, share, and explore a lot of concepts. And today we have with us Begoña Pérez Villarreal. She's the director of EIT Food South, and her talk will be on EIT Food Community Innovation to Build a Future Fit Food System. So we are really excited to have you here, Begoña. Thank you very much for being with us, and ready when you are.
Okay, so it's a pleasure for me to be, for me, afternoon. It is 6, it's already dark here in Spain. And as I said, thanks, Adela and Luis, for the introduction. And what we want to share with you is a very specific type of organization that we work in Europe. We call ourselves community innovation communities, and especially, I'm going to talk a little bit about the communities in general, what are the focus, why we exist, and I will later on focus very much on EIT Food, the community where I work for 8 years now. And I will give as well some examples of collaborative utilization of the ecosystems in our sector, because really I think it's the first time that I'm putting my new title in a presentation. I have been the director of EIT Food for Southern Europe. I will explain a little bit, but from now on, next year mainly, I will be the director of ecosystem development. And so I'm thrilled with the ideas and the power of ecosystem. And so that will be the third part of my presentation, where I can tell you about examples of collaborative utilization of ecosystems. So for beginning, I have put a video that I think in 2 minutes summarize a lot of things. Let's see if the technology functions or not. Okay, now I begin. Fine. If I go to the next one, let's see if I can. Yeah.
What do you think of when you hear food system? We think of the opportunity to have a positive impact on people and the planet. We think of transformative innovation and technology. We think of connection, and we think of progress. Progress towards a healthier, more sustainable, and resilient world. But our food is at risk. The food system today is responsible for almost a third of greenhouse gas emissions, with interconnected challenges such as food waste and nature loss. Healthy and sustainable diets are inaccessible for many, and supply chains are vulnerable to external shocks. The time to act is now. Through education, innovation, investment, and collaboration, we can transform our food system to create a world where food is the driver of change. Together, we can make a difference. EIT Food is the world's largest food innovation community, with a goal to make this world a reality. Made up of ambitious individuals and organizations, our community is at the forefront of food systems transformation. At EIT Food, we want to build a future-fit food system for everyone. A world where everybody can live healthier lives through the food they eat. A net zero food system that can regenerate our landscapes and economies. With reduced food waste and loss and more sustainable packaging and labeling solutions. A food system that is fair and resilient. We want to improve the way food is produced and distributed and create new business models from farm to fork. Together, we can create a healthier society and planet. We need you. Join our community today and let's shape the future of food together.
Okay, so that is a short presentation of what is upcoming on my talk. The reason why we exist as community is because of the Europe's competitive challenge. It's not me saying that, it's Professor Mario Draghi, the political guidelines for the EU Commission on European competitiveness. And they are really for areas where the challenge are more important. One is in research. The commercialization of research in Europe is insufficient. Everybody agree on that. And a lot of the knowledge remains commercially unexploited. Skill gaps, I think, is a common issue, but in our ground is clear. We have a lot of sectors and occupations with a very big skill gap. We have a limited development of venture capital to finance the growth of entrepreneurship, and the links between higher education and business, let's say, could be much better. So these are the reason why the innovation communities of EIT, European Institute of Technology, were born to overcome Europe's fragmented innovation landscape. It's based on these three pillars of innovation that we call the link, the triangle that links business, research organization, and educational institutions. But it's much more, as you can see in the round thing that in EIT Food we have constructed related with our agri-food sector. We cannot do any innovation or entrepreneurship without taking into consideration not only consumers but policymakers, but citizens, I would say, and obviously the rest of the stakeholders. What EIT, the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, has constructed the last, I will say, 18 years has been 9 KICs, what we call. KICs is Knowledge and Innovation Community, on the 9 areas that up till now has been considered very relevant for Europe competitiveness. So the 3 first were climate change, digital, and energy. Later on came EIT health and raw materials. Afterwards it came ourselves, EIT food. As I said, we are 8 years old. Then it came EIT manufacturing, EIT urban mobility, EIT culture and creativity, and the last one, just born last month, is EIT water. So together we form the Europe's largest innovation network with over 2,900 leading partners from business, research, and education. So this is the reason why we were born. Our mission is long-term impact. So we have, all of us, the 9 KICs, we have 2 types of connection with the public funding and strategic agenda. The first one 7 years, the second one 15 years. As I said, EIT Food is in the middle. is a long-term horizon that allows us to structure the impact and do really long-term actions. As I said, the knowledge triangle integration is key. There is no individual actions. There is everything that we do has to have companies, university research centers, startups embedded. And the aim is going to or drive towards financial sustainability. So that makes us think on business-like mindset during our activities. So how we do this strategy, transform it into action, we do, I will say that there are three core type of core activities. One is the education, but this is really very much involved into the how to build an entrepreneurial mindset into the students or learners. The second one is about high impact innovation progress. We want to say, or we like to say, that we co-finance the high impact innovation projects to give us a result, for example, new products and services. And you can see there are some numbers that are quite relevant for Europe. And the third one, I would say, business creation acceleration, because the entrepreneurial, I mean, making the entrepreneurial skills and making them more mature, we think as well will help very much to create more impact into the companies. So as we have to demonstrate our impact, we have quite strong KPIs that annually, yearly, we have to demonstrate, and this is the sum of all the 9 kicks, how we contribute to the for example, the external investment raised by the EIT supported companies, the current valuation, the venture supported, the new products and service launch on the market, and and as well the number of euros that generates with every euro invested in EIT. Sorry. Now, if we go, so we leave the general communities and we go more deeper on what EIT Food does. So as I mentioned before, we co-invest in projects, in organization, and in people that share the goals that to bring or to transform the food system into a more healthy and sustainable. We have teams across Europe. Till now, we have divided Europe in 3 big regions. You can see there in West, Northeast, and South, and we have offices all over. And as well, we have regional contacts that are probably, in the majority of the cases, are partners that would like to act as ambassadors in their regional areas. So we have a mission-led approach that was constructed by our partners, I will say 4 years ago. The 3 missions are very understandable, I guess, if you are working in the agri-food sector. First one is healthier lives through food. That means everything that relates with food and health, nutrition. They are 2 words that are closer and closer. Second one, net zero food system, is everything about sustainability. Quite a lot of connection with the primary sector, with agriculture there, because it's very relevant for our sustainability in general. And the third one is everything that is related with making more resilient our food system. So it's everything related with supply chains, with traceability, etc. Our community, as I have mentioned, is constructed with industry partners. They are big names, they are not so big companies, and they are even small companies. Condition, they have to be innovative and they have to be willing to work with others. So that are the conditions. We have the most important higher education European, we specialize in agri-food, all the universities there, and for Europe the research centers and non-profits are very relevant because they are quite close to the market, to the companies, and for us are very relevant to put new products on the market. So it's a combination of these three, and as well a combination together with startups. We have even an association of, I would say, scale-ups. They are startups that had gone through our programs, and they have now products or process on the market, and they can put forward innovation projects with our companies, with our partners from the industrial side, with corporates even. So we have around a bit less than 200 just now. Our programs have been very relevant during these 8 years to build the startup community that is around us. We have had, and we still do, have quite a lot of different programs that we have built to shape the needs in each region, because Europe is not homogeneous. I don't know how familiar you are, but we have Nordic countries and UK too, I would say, France a bit less, Germany a bit less, but they are much more used to have entrepreneurship as a normal way of finding professional lives. And in the East and in the South, it was, at least when we begin 8 years ago, not so frequent to have as a normal professional life being an entrepreneur in agri-food in our sector. Well, so that's why we created different programs to supply the needs in the different regions. So we have programs to prepare, to launch, to accelerate, and to scale entrepreneurship and scale-ups in our countries. As I said, we are measured every year with regarding the impact that we produce. So these are some numbers from 2024 regarding the startups and scale-up supported, the graduates, the amount of investment, or the consumers involved in some of our programs. If we go to the next one, we are now in the 8th year from our creation. So we have made a strategic thought on where we are, where we want to go. And one of the things that was very clear as a result is that from now on we are going to concentrate on scaling impact on specific thematics that has been identified as key priorities for the time being. That doesn't mean that some other relevant topics can come inside in 2-3 years' time. But from the time being and from now on, our activities through different enabling mechanisms that I will mention very soon will be going into specific thematics like protein diversification, food and health, resilient agriculture, biotech. This and we are some of the enabling mechanisms we have already put them in place. Some of them we will co-create, I'm sure, in the future. So in summary, we do activities in education, in innovation, entrepreneurship. We have heard about that. We do as well some activities regarding public insight and engagement, because in our sector, the citizens and consumers need to be involved from the beginning if we want to be to have success. In some cases as well, regional focus is very much needed when we are talking, for example, in water scarcity, especially that will influence in the southern part of Europe, not so much on the north. So there are some regional specificities to take into consideration. And the last area that I will mention is public affairs. If we want to adapt policy discussions and to open minds into some innovation, we need to construct these institutional relationships, and so we have a small team, very small one. In fact, they are 3 persons, but they are 100% dedicated to that, to visit the DGs, what we said in Europe, DGs, the Directorate General for Food, for Health, for sustainability, to create these relationships. And my last part is going into some examples on how we have been using the ecosystems that we are very proud of having able to build, and how we have used them in a collaborative way. So I will go through them. Perhaps in the questions, if there are any, we can go deeper in some of them if you like. So what we have done, we have 3 think and do tanks that help us shape the strategy for the areas where they are involved. Is very much driven by our partners. We are mainly, I will say, secretariat and facilitators, and they are producing from white papers to projects to representation even in Europe of some of the topics that we consider are relevant. So for us, the think and do tanks, as I said, there are 3. One is focus on protein diversification, for creating new products on the ground, for having a change in the production and consumption of proteins in Europe. Second one, I would say this is already working for protein diversification, working for nearly 3 years. 2 years now working the think and do tank on healthy aging. As you might know, Europe is very concentrated on how to open to the senior type of consumers. That will be very relevant, and every year is more relevant for Europe. As you know, we are a society that is older and older, and so food and health in this area is extremely extremely relevant. And the third think and do tank where we work is called the resilient agriculture, because that has been really a movement, a very important movement to join the primary sector with what we have called the production, the secondary one, and so resilient agriculture is very, very popular in Europe just now. So, for example, on the Healthy Aging Think and Do Tank, we work on, there are 3 working groups that our partners have decided to put forward. Each of them, they are led by either academia or industry, and they have in every working group, the representative of both areas. One is they are working in 3 very clear areas from my point of view in this in healthy aging. One is dietary strategies for preventing the age-related non-communicable diseases. Another working group is on targeted approaches, how to influence consumers for healthy aging. And the third one is related with everything that goes around microbiome health. So this is an example and how we work on the Think and Do tanks. We have as well one alliance on biotech. That is the next very relevant area where we can see Europe and some countries are really investing a lot. Is very much as well related with autonomy in the food area, or food security related. And we have an alliance now with nearly 80 partners that are doing networking, that they are coordination of events, of projects, and taking into consideration the, from policy and advocacy issues to education or entrepreneurship or pre-competitive innovation projects together. So these are the, as I have explained, the Think and Do tanks and alliances are a bit the tools that we have been using for developing activities that one company, even the biggest in the world, cannot do by itself. And for escalation of some of the areas that we consider very relevant, we have used other type of approach. This is an example of how we have made possible to escalate on an area that is quite difficult, because agriculture is not only related with what the farmers does, but there is very much related with what the client of the farmers are asking as their needs, is very much related with public assurance of the agriculture sector, with consumers, etc. So it all began some years ago, I would say 5 years ago, when they were public some of the data that the most, I would say, experts in agri-food, in agriculture in general, they knew, but it was not common knowledge. So there were some of reports coming out from the Commission saying that from 60 to 70% of EU soils were degraded, especially in southern and Mediterranean regions. That we needed to put forward, and farmers needed to put forward a transition to recover the health of the soils. So what we did is for the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years, we have been supporting individual farmers, and we managed to have quite a lot of number of hectares under transition during a 3-year program that was and is still monitored, but we felt that it was not enough, that we needed really to make it more scalable. And so the only way to do it is to introduce big companies and public and private funding together, integrate in something that was really much more holistic. And so we were working on and we created a landscape concept. The landscape concept in regenerative agriculture includes the integration, as I say, quite a lot of value chain stakeholders in a specific territory, together with public and private funding. So we are talking about not only farmers, cooperative unions, the clients of the farmers or the big corporates, but as well all the service providers of agriculture, banks, and even public authorities in regulation of the soils and the earth and the landscapes. So we 2 years ago we put together that ideas into a landscape in the north of Spain. It's called Navarra. We call it Navarra 360. So at this moment, it's we have around 50 farmers with 3,300 hectares that are co-funded with big corporates, multinationals. They have all multinationals, farmers, the public, the unions, whatever, all the stakeholders in making possible a 20% reduction in the pesticide use and a 40% decrease in mineral fertilization. And so this model is being reproduced now in 5 other areas in Europe, in Poland, in France, in Serbia, in Ireland, if I remember well. And that was one thing that we did. And the other thing is as well, we put together the first project in the European Union Soil Mission, that with 5 living labs, now more than 100 demo sites around the Mediterranean area, where there is, as we mentioned, more degradation or bigger the degradation of the agricultural soil, to test different carbon farming practice and have advice over 3 years. And then our mission as well is to have these living labs living their own lives more. When the project finished, they will have to build their own sustainability too. So this is an example of regenerative agriculture. Another example is related with generational renewal, that is really very strong as well. As we are getting older as a society in Europe, especially some areas are very, very much, I would say, impacted, as you know, the context. Our farmers are really older and older every year. And so this is a very big imbalance. So that has made us think on different kind of activities and initiatives to move things or try to balance these things happening. So you can see there some impact that we are aiming, especially we have concentrated on the dairy cooperatives in Europe. And this is a third example that I have there. That can be the case of many, but what we have done with quite a lot of our startups is that have developed a solution is to help them validating their solution in real cases. In this case as well, in the agricultural area, in the wine sector, they have allowed them to expand into new markets and connect with different stakeholders. So this is a real case from Central Europe, I think it's from Serbia, that we help them to do some validation in south of France and Spain, and now the solution is being expanded and used in the Southern European agri-food market. So this type of job, we are doing it very frequently along the year. As we wanted as well the traditional companies to open their minds into a new way of doing innovation, open innovation, we have an open innovation community with, in this case in Southern Europe, with around 25 companies that are really learning from each other. They met once a month. And they are learning from good practice and not so good practice from different sectors. So they are from all over Southern Europe and working in dairy, in meat, in fisheries, in beer, whatever. And one of our most successful or collaboration is with a beer company in Spain that, well, they are every year now for the third year. They are choosing one startups and develop together a new product on different new areas that they want to explore. So quite a nice success history there. And I'm finishing my presentation. I don't want to finish before saying that for us as well, new generation are really very important. So we found that agri-food is not on top of their curriculum a lot of times. So we have from 5 years now, with the excuse of the COVID-19, we contacted with a lot of schools. And only in Spain, we have more than 1,300 schools with 80,000 students participating and 2,000 teachers. We give them educational materials, we give them different type of workshops and so on to introduce healthy and sustainable concept into their curricula. So we are quite proud about it. And my last, I think, slide, if I can do that, yes, is that we have for maintaining the community, that is the beginning of my talk, maintaining the community and maintaining the ecosystem. Obviously, we do quite a lot of online, but as well, we do quite a lot of networking in different ways, and so I have put there as a summary of what we did in the South region for 2025. Quite a lot of different events, and I think that is what I had in mind. Yeah, I have talked too much. That's what I wanted.
That was absolutely amazing. I think, first of all, congratulations because the data is incredible and the initiatives are amazing. And I think, I'm sure there will be, this is time for opening the mics and having our questions to you. Congratulations, Begoña. That was really impressive. I have to say, thank you very much for being with us and for sharing all of this. So ready when you are, if you have any questions, this is the moment.
So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the questions. So I give some time for probably Marcus to. Right, I think no, congratulations. I think this is fantastic, and I mean like I just realized that that you have like you are leading the largest food kind of yeah, the largest community, let's say, focus on innovation in food.
Mm.
Uh, and the last slide, you are showing some elements, also the think tanks, etc. I have a couple of questions here. One is, how do you maintain the community, and if the community is active? I mean, this is, we also have a network of cities,
Yeah.
exactly. So how do we maintain that network is always challenging and keeping people excited and keeping people working together? I think that's important. So how useful are the think tanks, or what is the mechanism? Let's leave it open. What is the mechanism and things that you have realized that works and doesn't work? Then with the think tanks, Adele and I, we are always thinking about making think tanks. I always have a question because it's like, okay, you make the think tanks. Actually, you were talking about them, but the conclusions of the think tanks, how can you make it to have impact? I mean, like, because it could be fantastic. I mean, you you had a lot, so you didn't like drill down into the conclusions of the think tanks. But once that you have a think tank and you get all this information, how do you make it meaningful or impactful? Or I don't know if you have connections with the European Union. I don't know. Like it could be for me all that mechanism of with the community and keep it excited and how to make it impact through the community. It could be very important for us to learn a little bit from you.
Mm-hmm. How to maintain the community? Yes, with a lot of work, but fine. Partners. We have partnership managers. So we have three types of partners. I would say strategic partners, partners that want to influence in the strategy. So they want to dedicate really time and when we need them to produce something, for example, for the DGs, the politicians in Brussels, they are answering our call and they contribute. So they are the strategic partners. We have delivery partners. Delivery partners are mainly, I would say, universities, research and technology organizations, some companies that they want to participate in projects, in activities, very concrete, very close to their mission, for example. And then we have community. The community members are really people that are mainly NGOs or association or cluster that they want to keep big informed of our activities and the opportunities that they are there. So but we have partnership manager and we have ecosystem managers that are really managing all the accounts and managing the relationship and activate the partnership, because I don't want partners as such. I want active partners. Really, if a partner is not active, we ask them what's going on. That is something, whatever thing, because so it's quite a lot of people and time dedicated to maintain the community. And the think and do tanks, yeah, they are, as you have seen, we don't call them think tanks only. We said think and do tanks, TDT. ¿vale? Think and do. So that means that, yeah, they have a time for strategy, but there is a time for what are our aims, what we want to achieve in the next year. And so we ask them to have a clear list of activities, can be project, can be, for example, in the healthy aging, we have two groups now, very active. One is working on communication, and communication with two type of public in mind. One is for consumers. They want to produce with the brand of EIT Food more as an objective, not with the brand of one specific company. All the data that they have collected and that can be validated by the academia on the facts on healthy aging. So they want that to be transformed into something that it can be useful for consumers. And the other type of information that they want to have the public in Brussels to be aware of the need to have policy related with healthy aging. So they are producing communication papers related with that to influence DG Santé, DG Agri, DG Research and Technology Development, RTD, to bring policy decisions around that. And so as I said, the thing is not think tanks, think and do tanks. And the partners are the ones in charge of them. So only we are facilitating. So that is the way that we have six meetings a year, 4 online, 2 on site, 2 in person, because if not, perhaps things will never be produced and things like that. So, and we have, a lot of work dedicated to that, Luis.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Definitely a lot of work. I don't know if we have any more questions in the room, Maitane.
Yeah, so I have a question, Begoña. Well, thank you very much for your presentation. So, also like continuing on the conversation with the partners. So how do you find the partners? So what's the exchange with them? Like what they expect from you and what do you expect from the partners? And can you talk a little bit more about that?
They are not homogeneous, as you can imagine. We divide them already on the ones that want to influence the strategy of EIT Food, strategy of Europe too. So normally they are big corporates and big universities. But as well, we have exception with small but very specialized companies or whatever that wants to be part of the strategy. And the other one is the delivery, that they want to participate in projects or activities in a related area, in protein diversification or in healthy aging or whatever. So some of them, they are looking for enlarging their network. So it's a very easy way of knowing complementary points or complementary partners for new business that they want to open or whatever. So they found the biggest value for them is the network, the where to find a complementarity on academia or on other companies. Others really is because they want to influence, for example, on having more diversified sources of protein in Europe. Others because they are different type of of reasons to join, and not everyone is looking for the same thing. With the partnership managers, we are having a very important conversation a year where we produce like a roadmap for each strategic partner, the delivery to see what they want to achieve during the specific year. So we know perfectly what are their expectations individually. So during the year, we try to match them. Others, they want to participate in European projects as such, and yeah. Okay.
Okay. And the projects are mainly founded by the European Union, or is also from these partners as well, or how?
You see, public partnership is everything what we do. What we say is co-finance, and it can be as well now a bit outside Europe too, with philanthropic organization. Not all the philanthropic organization are European at all, or and for example, PepsiCo is a multinational, whatever. So we work mainly with the European branch, but some things as well with the American headquarters. We have done some things and things like that. Yeah, but 90% is with the European actors. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question about, given the food ecosystem extends way beyond Europe. I mean, there's food imported from all over the world. How much does your work and research influence partners who are also acting outside of Europe, but supplying food in Europe?
Yeah, in the entrepreneurial area, we have quite a lot of startups coming from or wanted to come in one to Europe. So we have this type of activities, for example, with some accelerator in Brazil or in South America in general, some in Asia, some links we have some in USA, not so much in agri-food, but together with other kicks. We have some connections, not so many, I must say.
Right.
Really, they are not as big as they could be, probably, but some exist, because obviously we know agri-food is global, no doubt about it, but we very much rely as well on the partners itself. So nearly the food companies, a lot of them, they are, especially in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, Irish one as well. We have quite a lot of relationship with suppliers in Central America, in South America. We introduce things this way through our partners, through their stakeholders, natural stakeholders. But it's true that this is not an area that we have developed as much as probably we should.
Yeah, you should develop with MIT.
I know, and I would be very pleased to do that. But we have prioritized, really, as I said, we are in our 8th year. We have prioritized very much of doing our network and ecosystem quite big in Europe. So
right.
For example, in the RTO area in universities, really there are very few that are really experts in agri-food that are not in our ecosystem.
Nice.
Companies, yes, it can be much more enlarged, as you can imagine. But on the RTO and academy, I think everyone that has to be is inside, I think.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. It's really impressive. We really appreciate, Begoña, that you're here with us and opening the doors to EIT Food. I'm also shocked. It's the largest innovation network in Europe. So definitely, I think, as Marcus was saying, you are an inspiration for the rest of the world, I'm sure.
Well, don't know. But we try. That is what I can tell you is that all my colleagues are really passionate about doing that. So it's one of the I would say very characteristic that the people that we work in EIT Food are really passionate about changing the way food is produced.
Yeah, I know that. And yeah, passion is one of the ingredients. Definitely, yes, in EIT food. We've got a couple of minutes for our last question, but from my side, I really learned a lot. I love the think and do tank because otherwise it's talking, which is really good. But action is so important. And really, congratulations on all the projects on agriculture. They are amazing. The one in Navarra, that is really impressive. Luis, any questions, any comments? That was really good, wasn't it?
No. I always is a great pleasure, like to have people like Begoña, like really. I mean, we learn a lot, and again, like how she talks about, oh yeah, I have this network, and of course it's a lot of work, but everything seems so easy. But we know
Yeah.
we know that it's not that easy. So thank you for making things that are complex easy, and well, I mean, we are gonna keep in touch.
Yes, I would like very much. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you very much indeed for this
Okay.
time. Thank you for your generosity and congratulations on your position.
Well, yeah. I have to
Congratulations.
now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much to all of you, and see you next year.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It was really a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Bye bye.